We're grabbing mustard flowers, Brassica rapa. This is the wild version of the same species as Napa cabbage and bok choy, but the wild version is more intense. It's like very hot, like wasabi. These are actually one of my favorite things to eat. They're a little bit bitter and spicy because they're so close to the ocean. They're also picking up salt, so they're kind of like salty and funky. I think most Americans don't really even think of food as being something that you find in the wild. It's really coming from a grocery store. And so many of these things that I'm utilizing are just kind of like green background plants. These aren't just weeds that are kind of in the way. These are useful plants. You know, a lot of them you can eat, a lot of them are medicine. And you know, you see people kind of mowing things down who want a nice tidy lawn. Like there's 8 or 9 perfect usable flowers on that. And the chefs might just put one single flower on a dish. So that's, you know, 8 dishes, 8 different people. We got a few new things for you to check out. I found bronze fennel in the wild for the first time. People have asked me for it for years. I thought you needed to get special seeds for that, but there's just a whole patch of totally bronze.
That's amazing. Little fennel pollen.
Fennel pollen just started.
Which one is the rabbit tobacco?
That's this guy. Yeah, this one's new. Pseudonephalium.
So we have some lichen, really beautiful. We use this as sort of a fluff base in our forager's tisane. So lovely aromatic tea. Every guest will know exactly what it is and be able to point it out in nature after dining with us. Here we have some incense cedar. It smells just like this beautiful perfume flavor. We'll actually hide one of our desserts amongst a bunch of these. It's a true privilege every day to come in and put our hands on these products.
I don't really know what my day's gonna look like until I wake up in the morning. It can be a little stressful sometimes, but it's also like very exciting. So tonight it looks like we need 3 quarts of yerba buena, 3 quarts of sagebrush, 3 oxalis, 4 fennel fronds, 3 mustard flowers, 100 silver dollar-sized nasturtium leaves, and 2 quarts of nasturtium flowers. I almost never run into other people who are doing what I'm doing. It's kind of amazing how few people are foraging. Because foraging is illegal in most places, I've sort of been relegated to empty lots. If you were going on a camping trip, you wouldn't go out to Sierra Pacific logging land. But for foraging, that feels like a safe place. And now some of those places are so special to me. And every year I kind of have a more intimate connection. I get to know it a little bit better. It also can be absolutely heartbreaking when I see that they've come through and logged it and somebody has gone through, showing up for the first time, not knowing the mushroom patches and all the plants that I've been using, and just driven a tractor through it and cut down all the trees. It can really make my blood boil and it can make me really sad. But some of these places took centuries to become as biodiverse as they are. If more people foraged, we would just be much more in tune with the land and in tune with the seasons. Foraging is also regenerative, so the more people who are foraging, the more abundance there is. Sometimes plants are overcrowded, and when you pick a few out of that mass, you allow them to spread their roots and grow bigger and healthier. California has the most species that are expected to go extinct, the most amount of biodiversity that's at threat by climate change. I wish more folks would think about where their food comes from in the same way that development sort of stamps out an area for wildlife. You know, a farm does that too. And if you're just growing a monocrop of something, it's not really sharing that land with wildlife. It's not biodiverse. Because I'm trying to choose things that are just perfect, I'm only taking such a small fraction. It's like less than 10% of any given patch. I'm not doing it because it's hipster and weird and niche. I think it's actually a good idea and something that more people should be doing. It ties us to the land and protecting wild spaces. I think as more people are more attuned with the living things around them and what the land has to offer, those people are kind of like the front line of defense against development. The bulk of my clients now are fine dining, Michelin star restaurants, and that's kind of out of reach for a lot of people, including myself. No one's in it to make a lot of money. There's not a lot of money in it. So even though these meals are expensive, people are really doing it out of love and passion, and it's an industry that supports some of the best people and really gratifying, meaningful work.
It's a quick turnaround, nothing's staying in our walk-in for more than a couple days. It's all fresh.
The great thing about what Bryan sources for us is just like the quality is so incredible. What he's doing is significantly more sustainable than just like sourcing ingredients from anywhere around the world. Everything that he sources is truly relying on what nature has to give. A big part of the ethos here is focusing on time and place. Being in this part of the world, there's just access to ingredients that most people are not familiar with. This connects people so much closer to what is around them. In many ways, that's transcendent, and it kind of goes beyond our work and his work.
You don't need to travel to some remote place to forage. It's just a matter of paying attention to what's around you. It might just be, looking in your own backyard, the appreciation of all the little things. People who aren't out foraging are just missing out on this, like being in an incredibly beautiful place.